Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby. And I am back with another video. So I am sorry for the delay. I had stuff going on that I needed to get finished first before I do this video. So that's why I'm a little late. Well, a lot late with the video, but my apologies. But I still had things I had already set planned before this video. But I thought that I would finish the video at an earlier time, but time slipped away. So, as you all know by the picture, this video is going to be about A.B. Quintanilla, aka Abraham Isaac Quintanilla III, aka Selena's brother, aka the bass player for Selena y Los Dinos, aka the Nut Job. Damn! So, first, I'm going to give a little backstory of A.B. Quintanilla. He is the oldest of Marcella and Abraham Quintanilla. So A.B. Quintanilla III was actually born in Toppenish, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Washington State. Because Abraham was in the military. He was stationed near Tacoma, Washington, so a place called McCord, which is near Tacoma, Washington. They moved back to Texas when he was about 3 months old. He was born on December 13th, actually, 1963. So they moved back to Texas in Lake Jackson when he was 3 months old. And then after that, he had Suzette and then Selena. Okay, so now, A.B. is what I said was the bass player of Selena y Los Dinos. He had a few wives. He has a total, which I did not know, but he has a total of 8 children. So yeah, he had a total of 8 children. The oldest was born in 1989, and the youngest was born in 2007. So he is currently married to a woman named Angelica. She's an Argentinian woman. They actually got married September 16, 2019 in Las Vegas. So their 1-year anniversary is coming up in a couple of days. So now we're gonna go a little further back. So the purpose of this video is to address a few things. I currently saw a video surfacing on IG about A.B., get it right, A.B. saying that using the N-word. Now, actually, when I looked around YouTube for just more information about A.B., I found out that video is actually a year old. It's not recent. I mean, it doesn't make a difference if it is or not, but I'm just saying it wasn't recent. And this is the video.
Get out of here, you fucking Mexicans. Niggas can get shot in Mexico City for fucking sleeping on the floor, for real, dog.
Now, to me, it looks like he was using the word nigga, N-I-G-G-A, in conversation. Now, I'm not saying his disposition was appropriate, because it came off as if he was like making fun of them, and because I guess it was some Mexicans sitting on the floor, laying on the floor, and it looked like he was kind of like being, not a bully, but like I type. Well, I guess that's considered a bully, but it was kind of like I'm better than you type behavior. But that I felt like was not necessary, and that is, uncalled for. But the word nigga surprising to me. I know I may step on a couple of toes, but I'm not saying the word is good, no, but I don't think he was trying to be racist when it came to that word, because he is indeed right that a lot of Hispanics, not just Mexicans, but Puerto Ricans, most Hispanics and blacks use that word in conversation, or use that word as a sign of endearment or whatever. I'm not saying that in that aspect he wasn't, because it came off like he was being like above them. So he wasn't using it in a positive light, but I don't think he was being racist as well. Now, and why I say this, that it didn't bother me that he used the N-word, because he didn't say nigger. Now, there's a difference if you're of, minority. Nigger is usually the derogatory name for, a black person, and that's used from white people back in the day and even to this present day. Now, that is unacceptable and should not be used. Nigga, N-I-G-G-A, is usually a term of endearment. It usually mean what's up, like homie, or partner, or something like in some instances, some girls call their friends bitches. It's kind of like a male version of bitch, but not in a derogatory way, in a just a sign of endearment, or just something you say, amongst each other, amongst minorities. So I might get backlash for that, but that me being a minority, I'm used to hearing that word, nigga. I mean, I don't use it, but a lot of dudes use it. And so it's acceptable for, black people to use it, and it's acceptable for Hispanics to use it, because believe it or not, African Americans and Hispanics I'm not going to say they're the same, but they experience similar hardships, and they usually stick together, and they usually grow up in the same neighborhoods or in close proximity. So a lot of Hispanics and African Americans use a lot of the same dialect, or a lot of the same Ebonics, in conversation. So I didn't find it offensive that he used the word nigga, but I do believe the way he used it and his disposition in that video was not right. But it wasn't racist either. So that's my take point on it. You can agree to disagree. So another news about him is that he's, he was locked up for, not paying child support. So that's nothing new when it comes to a lot of celebrities, especially male celebrities and men in general. But it's mainly common in like a lot of celebrities, male celebrities, like rappers or musicians, or maybe even actors. A lot of them that have a lot of money, they think that they can get away with a lot of stuff, and then they don't know that the law is the law, no matter what your economic status is. So he is just, one of many that skips out on paying child support, just like a lot of celebrities skips out on paying taxes, and then they think that they're invisible to paying taxes because of their economic status. But really, no, you have to pay taxes just like everybody else. If you have children, you have to pay child support just like everybody else. But I guess he felt like, oh, I'm a celebrity, everybody know me, I'm Selena's brother, I can get away with that, I don't gotta pay them shit. No, your bed, now you lay in it. You slept with your past wives, you bore all these children, you gotta pay the price for it. You can't just bring a child in the world and expect to not take care of them. Like, that's not cool. And then you need to set an example for your children, because believe it or not, children are human sponges. They absorb a lot of what you do. They mimic what you do. and they think that what you do is acceptable. So if they see that you're not doing your job as a parent, that can lead to them, following in your footsteps when they get to a certain age. So that's why it's always important to watch what you do around your children and watch how you act around your children, because they're watching you. And it's not fair that it's always on the mother to take care of the child and do everything, because it took two people to make a child. So it takes two people. It does take a village to raise a child, but it mainly takes, a mom and a dad to raise your children. You need to be responsible and do what you need to do. You shouldn't have had all these babies if you couldn't afford it or if you didn't want to pay for it. That's just in a nutshell. So he got what he deserved, even though I believe because he was Selena's brother that he got off. Because in that video which I will show, where the judge, told him that he will be in jail for a few weeks to think about what he done and to think about being responsible.
With your community supervision, I am going to remand you into the custody of the Nueces County Jail. I am going to have you sit in the jail, and I want you to think about two things. I want you to think about your responsibility as a father, and I want you to think of the rights of your child. I am going to bring you back. Don't know when, but I'm going to bring you back, and I'm going to ask you if you've thought about those two things. And at that time, you and I will have a discussion on whether or not you will continue to be in the Nueces County Jail, or if I think that you have thought about this, that you are sorry, that you understand what it is to be a father, what it is, and you understand what it is to financially support your child, and the obligation that any parent has to a child. Am I clear on that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, David, would you take him into custody at this time?
All that. I'm like, she sound like she was his mother remanding him, like putting a Band-Aid on him. Like, he wasn't really receiving any real jail time. For real. And the average person, if you skip out on child support, that's a serious felony, and you can get some time for that. They didn't really do that. They didn't slap Bobby Brown on the wrist, because he was arrested several times for not paying child support.
Bobby Brown's been ordered to remain in a Massachusetts county jail until he pays $19,000 in late child support and court fees. That's according to his attorney, who says they're working to get those funds available from outside sources. According to the attorney, Brown's been struggling to meet monthly payments to Kim Ward, the mother of his two teenage kids.
And he has, did some jail time, and I don't see them like, oh, we're gonna sit you in jail so you can think about what you've done, and maybe we'll let you out if you pay this and this and that. So it's like, I think that judge did, pacify him, AB a little bit, because of who he is, and because Selena meant a lot to, the people in Texas. So I think they slapped him on the wrist with that, because $87,000 is a whole lot of fucking money. That is like a down payment on a house. Well, not even a house. You could pay, depending on where you're located, you could pay for a nice house with that, or a condo with that. Or, you could pay off your child's college tuition with that, or at least half of the year or something like that. Like $87,000 is a fucking lot. According to the article that I've read, he needed to pay, AB did agree to pay $87,000 in child support in the district court for back pay. And it said that because he owed so much, that he was listed as on the most wanted list back in August of 2015, after he was found to be non-compliant with his child support payments. So, he wasn't agreeing with the original plan, I guess, that he and his ex-wife or baby mother, agreed upon. He wasn't being compliant with it. Like, he wasn't keeping up with the payments. He wasn't cooperating. So I guess back there in Texas, that's what they do for people, in this instances. So And he also had to pay additional medical expenses and attorney expenses included in the $87,000. So I'm stated that, her name is District Judge Missy Mattery. I'm kind of reading just so I can, make sure I got the right info, because I will forget. So excuse me. She ruled, like I said, she ruled to be taking him into custody to think about what he's done. And like I said, I felt like that was a slap on the wrist, because if it was somebody else, or if it was an average Joe, they would get some real jail time, because that is a felony. He turned himself in back in August of 2015, and he hadn't made payments from July 2011 till June 2015. And he only made 10 payments within that, within 4 years. And you saying, and I did state that he has 8 kids. So you have 8 mouths to feed, and you only pay 10 payments. And I don't even know the amount of payments you pay per month, but 10 payments in the last 4 years. I'm sure it wasn't enough to feed all 8 kids. So this is like common, very common in the celebrity world amongst men, because a lot of rappers are known for this. Like they bore a lot of kids, but then they don't want to pay for it, or they'll lie and say, "Oh, that ain't my baby. I need a DNA test." No, damn well that's your child. You know what you were doing. You know all of that, but you just too cheap to pay for. But you can pay for all these cars that you don't drive, or these big ass houses, or all this, jewelry and stuff, but yet you can't pay for your child's, education, medical expenses, whatever the case may be. And probably the same with him. But yeah, it's a shame, and it's just like, it's crazy, because like I said, Bobby Brown, I feel like AB and Bobby Brown is similar in a way, because they're very talented individuals, came from a talented background, but they let the fame and fortune get to their head to the point where they start thinking they could say and do whatever they want, and think that they're above the law, when you're sadly mistaken. And the fact that I said that Bobby Brown was also, locked up, he got locked up twice while attending one of his daughter's cheerleading competitions back in Massachusetts, because he did not pay child support. And he had to spend 30 days. Now, that's why I said AB got a slap on the wrist because of who he is. Bobby Brown, yeah, he's Bobby Brown, but, he is, African American. And, sometimes, we get it harder than other races. So AB spent 2 weeks, I think almost 2 weeks in jail, and was told to think about what he's done. And he had owed way more than Bobby Brown at the time. Bobby Brown, according to what I read, that he spent 30 days. So he spent a month in jail because he did not pay $20,000 in child support for 2 of his children. But AB got 8 kids, and he owed $87,000, and he only made 10 payments in 4 years. But you put Bobby Brown in jail for 30 days, and because he missed $20,000, $87,000, $20,000. It doesn't make sense. This is how the system is, and it also depends on the state. Yes, they are in different states, so I gotta put that into consideration as well. But also, like I said, $20,000. Even it don't matter if it's $20,000, $87,000, $100. You should not be skipping out on any type of payments when it comes to your children, because you wouldn't want that to happen with you. If you was still a child, why would you do that to your kids? But hey, these celebrities these days, they just don't get it. But anyway, so also I've also saw some stuff on that. Some of my supporters sent me, different screenshots of, things he said and all of that. So I'm going to read some, because I'm going to read some. So, I'm going to read what he said in regards to the nigga thing, where I said that it doesn't, to me, nigga didn't really bother me, but but it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's probably, I think the context of it, of how he said it, may have sound or came off derogatory, but the word nigga to me is not racist. But he was like, someone said, you may be a person of color, but you haven't had the same struggles we had. I guess he was arguing with a African American, but like I said before, it's acceptable for for Hispanics to use nigga like we use it, because they did go through similar struggles, and they are entitled to use that word because, you know, we're all of the minority and we went through similar struggles, and we pretty much grew up in similar neighborhoods, grew up similar lifestyles and all of that. So it's okay. It's more acceptable for Hispanics to use it rather than a white person or Asian person or something like that. So, but also he said, oh, and then his response was, I agree. So he was respectable in that. Then someone says, it doesn't matter if I'm a boy or girl. It matters that you are blocking people who are trying to help you. Then N-word has a horrible history. But like I said, you're mixing up the word nigger and nigga. He said nigga. Nigga is not racist, and it's not derogatory. Nigger is. He didn't use the word nigger. So it's okay.
I tell them mind their biz, but they don't hear me though.
He said, I used it as an example. The problem isn't me, it's your own people who continue to use it. I have not. So go pick fights with Jay-Z and Snoop Dogg, etc. I personally learned my lesson 15 years ago. Apologize for it in the story. Now, I felt like what he said right there is unnecessary, because I don't like when people say your own people or you people, because that does sound racist. We're all people. Like, no matter what nationality you are, we all have something in us. We're all not purely African American, purely Caucasian. I mean, we all have some type of mixed race in us. We're all people, just period. I mean, for him to say the blame Jay-Z and Snoop Dogg, I mean, for what? What we need to blame them for? They didn't invent the word nigga. They didn't. I mean, yeah, they use it in their songs, but like I said, it's a cultural thing. Nigga, N-I-G-G-A, is a cultural thing. It's not it doesn't have no racial background to it, because it's different from nigger. So, I mean, like I said, it's not really all that serious when it comes to that word, because he didn't use the N-I-G-G-E-R. He used N-I-G-G-A, which is a totally different word. So, but I do believe his behavior in that video was unnecessary. And like I said, he just seems like his fame just, you know, took over, and he just think he can say and do whatever he want and not be ridiculed for it. But, okay, so my apologies if this is all over the place, because it's a lot with him. So bear with me. Now, going back to his career, he had became Selena's producer. You know, he co-wrote a lot of Selena hit songs like Como la Flor, Amor Prohibido. He helped produce Como te extraño, which is How I Miss You, and it's a tribute to Selena and Pete Estudio's late grandmother. They both wrote, they both wrote it. He also, in 1999, created the group Cumbia Kings, which is a mixed cumbia and pop music combined. He produced artists like Talia, Alicia Balaguer, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Balaguer. I don't know. Veronica Castro and Christian Castro. He left the Cumbia Kings in 2006 and joined a new group called Cumbia All Stars. And there was some controversy going on in the group Cumbia Kings with him and another group member. But he and another former band member of the group, I guess they had some differences, so he left the group, and the remaining Cumbia King members continued to perform, but AB sued them because he created the name, so he wanted his rights to the name back. So he won that case, and he developed the Cumbia All Stars. Now, since we on the Cumbia All Stars, of course I saw something on YouTube. A YouTuber named Montreal. She did a couple of videos about AB. She said that during a concert of the Cumbia All Stars, allegedly AB kicked a fan off stage because he said that the fan was making sexual gestures to one of the younger band members. And to her, she said it was a video, but I tried to look for the video myself and I couldn't find it. So, and she said she tried as well, so it's not on there. So I guess Abraham, you know, the power of the Quintanillas, they probably, you know, went to hell and back to get that video off the internet. She said that she met him or was around him, and he's known to be a difficult person. I guess several people have told her that, or she's seen that from herself, that he's difficult to be around. And I've heard that from several people that either met him or, you know people that know him, that he was rude and very aggressive and very like weird. So also, fans have said that he would block people because they post a picture of Selena and tag him. And I know some of my supporters have said the same thing, that that's happened to them. I was going to do that. I was going to see what he do, but I kind of don't want to, you know, because I don't know. I just, you know, I don't know. I didn't feel comfortable doing that. But just to see if it's true. And it is indeed true, because I have a clip of one of his lives where he explains to his fans to not tag him. If it's not of importance, he will block them.
Just to everybody in general, please do not tag me in pictures. If I'm not in them, they have nothing to do with me whatsoever. Don't tag me. Don't send them. Don't send your kids dressed up a certain way. They're just, to me, you guys will never understand the magnitude of what I feel like. You would never understand because you're not in my shoes. Sometimes there's just days that I don't want to deal with certain things, you know what I'm saying? And you guys kind of force feed me sometimes by sending me stuff. Don't tag me in pictures I've seen already. Don't tag me, period, on my Instagram, please. I appreciate it. And I have to leave it open because that's how people get in contact with me that really need to. Important things, man, not dumb things. Not look at this and look at this. If it's important, I look at things, you know what I'm saying? And I answer back. But if it's something that's not important, I'm not going to answer back. If it's not making a difference in the world, not going to answer back, man. You know what I'm saying?
And also, the girl, Montreal, said that he was jealous of Selena. I don't think he was jealous of Selena, because I went to his page and I viewed a lot of his pictures, and he constantly puts a lot of pictures of Selena on his page, and he, shows her a lot of love on his page, and that doesn't sound like somebody that's jealous of her. Now, I do believe he's a little too infatuated with Selena, and not in a brotherly sister way. This can probably, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, I had briefly thought that he might have had a crush on Selena. And now y'all probably be like, what? And because I've watched a couple of, I watched some past concerts of Selena on YouTube, and I've just watched how AB interacts and how AB's, you know, body gestures on stage. I've seen a few concerts where he will eye up Selena, like he liked what he saw when she, especially when she dance or turns or whatever. And I know that some of the band members have to look at her, you know, just to make sure, you know, just so they can know where their next cue is, because she's the key person. But it's just how he looks at her sometimes. It just made me think like, he looking a little too hard, or my allergies acting up, sorry. He looking a little too hard, or he like what he see. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not trying to make no accusations. It's just based on I just was paying attention to his body language. And this is not in every concert. I can't pinpoint which one it was because it was a minute ago when I saw it, when I paid attention to it. So it's a lot of concerts. If y'all want to look for yourselves, spend a day to watch some past Selena's concerts and, you know, see for yourself. But it's a lot of concerts. She had a lot of concerts, and I just didn't have the time to actually, like, look at every single, because it's a lot. But I do remember him looking at her in a way where he liked what he saw, and it was kind of, like, alarming. But I could be wrong. So that's what I think it is with him. I don't think he was jealous of her. But I do think it is weird. Like, I do believe that he is a little weird because, like in the live where he explains why if you tag him on a picture of Selena, or if, you know, kids dress like Selena, he will block them. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, because he was like, I'm not living in the past, but yet you constantly post pictures of your past. Selena, believe it or not, is of your past. I mean, she is in the present, but she is of the past because she's not here physically. You know, you're posting pictures of the past. And you also post pictures of Suzette from the past. So you're contradicting yourself. I mean, I don't know. You sound a little bit like Yolanda. Like, only you can post pictures of Selena and post pictures and say stuff about Selena, but nobody else can. I mean, we all are territorial in a way with different things. I'm territorial too, but it's just weird how you just go about just blocking people just because they honor your sister, which you claim you want to keep her legacy alive. Why is it a problem that, you know, people tag you and say and reminisce on this picture or that picture, and you block them? Like, but you'll probably post the same exact picture that they post. I don't get it. So that's why I feel like when people say that he's weird, that is weird. Also, I looked at his video of him and his ex-wife, his second ex-wife, Ricky, when they talked about J-Lo. And in this video, they talk about, like, I guess their opinion on how J-Lo playing Selena, and he gave his props to her and what she's doing to this day. And that he said that when she played Selena, that he at times thought it was Selena because she looked a lot like her. And his wife his ex-wife made a comment talking about, oh, people keep saying that if it wasn't for Selena, her playing Selena, she wouldn't be the actress she was. No, that's wrong. She was an amazing J-Lo is an amazing actress. I've said that in a past video. It had nothing to do with Selena, that she was an amazing actress, because she was acting way before Selena. I said, now I don't know if other people said, she said other people were saying because of Selena, she wouldn't be the actress she was. That's totally false. And I do agree with her on that because that's totally false. Now, if it wasn't for her playing Selena, she would be the musician that she is, the artist that she is to this day, if it wasn't for the Selena movie, because she herself quoted and said the Selena movie encouraged her to pursue a career in singing. She always wanted to sing, but she just didn't have the courage to do it. But that playing Selena encouraged her to do it. So indeed, I was right. And if it wasn't for Selena, she wouldn't be J-Lo. She will be Jennifer Lopez, the actress, because she was acting way before Selena, and she's a darn good actress, and I feel like she needs to continue in that route. But as J-Lo, it wouldn't be a J-Lo if it wasn't for her playing Selena. Case closed. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have. I'm trying to make sure that I got everything that I want to talk about. Oh yeah, I want to talk about this picture. There's a picture of the fan. I think this was the picture from the People magazine celebrating Selena, with it's AB, their mom, Suzette, and Abraham, and Selena's picture in the background, which is a nice picture, but I do feel like they excluded Chris in this picture because he should have been in that picture. And if you so-called acting like, oh, we don't